Good morning, guys. Welcome to Direwolf20 for 1.10.2, episode number 12. Yeah, this time I actually went to YouTube and checked what the episode number was because I think I screwed the last two or three of them up. So I know we're definitely on number 12 now. Definitely. Oop, I don't want you to see out that window just yet. Now, if you remember when I closed off the previous episode, I said I'm going to have to do some terraforming because I want to set up blood magic the right way. I don't want to have to keep moving stuff around every time I expand out the altar. So that's been 2 days ago when I recorded that. Well, really more like a day and a half. It's Thursday morning now. That was on Tuesday evening. But both the episodes I recorded have both been released. So you've had time to watch them. So I'm a couple hours late on this. This will go up hopefully by lunch in 2 or 3 hours. But I have done some massive terraforming. All that area I said I was going to do, I did. Found out there was caves underneath it, so I had to go and fill in blocks and chunks and stuff. And I came up with so much dirt that I kind of changed how I was going to do things, and I did even more than I said I was going to do. So what I did was, or what we're going to do in this episode, I should say, is I'm going to go in depth on how to set this thing up, because I did a lot of research. I probably spent an hour and a half to 2 hours reading Reddit and reading FTB Wiki and reading all kinds of different things to figure out how to properly set up this altar and make sure nothing major had changed. And then I did the exact same thing for the incense stand burner thing, whatever that thing is called, to make sure I can set that up the way I want to set it up. And I really like how they came out. Now keep in mind they're both tier 2, so there's going to be a lot of filler blocks. But I'm going to do measurements and stuff because I want you to be able to see exactly how to do this, because I couldn't find anything that showed you in depth how to do it. I found a couple of pictures on Reddit that really helped out, but nothing that counted things for you. So we have a tape measure. So I'm going to use this tape measure and I'm going to show you exactly the size. That way you can get it right too. So without further ado, let's go for it. Here we go. This is the right way out. Let's get my blade out just in case, because I do see a creeper on the map, but I think it's in that underground cave. Now you notice this area is cleared off again. I moved everything outside. Yeah, you can already see the tops of it there. Make sure there's nothing out here that's going to blow us up, because that would be horrible. Alright, so this is how the blood magic altar is going to be set up. Now right now there's no measurements. Let's make sure everything's cleared off because I don't want any confusion. The tape measure comes from Chisels and bits. It's really simple to make. 2 pieces of string, 3 pieces of iron, and some yellow dye. Any kind of yellow dye, doesn't matter, whatever you got in your pack. And it's really easy to use. Now here's the way this is set up. This is tier 1, tier 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, these are obviously real runes. We've got that rune of self-sacrifice that we made in the last episode and all the rest of the blank runes, which we will eventually swap out. This here is just chiseled cobblestone. The way this is set up, normally you don't have anything right there. That's just an open hole, and you fall in, and it's just horrible trying to get back out. You have to break your altar, blah, blah, blah. I didn't like that very much. So I decided I want to fill it in to make it like a really completed altar. That way you can just come up here all you want to. So for tier 3, everywhere you see regular unchiseled cobblestone, those are filler blocks. Those are going to be runes. These guys right here, or something with a pattern on it. So here's how this works. Let's go on and measure this out. To use the tape measure, you click on the first block, hold down, click, and then let go when you measured it. So you see that's 3 long, right? This one here, it's 5 long. Now the cool thing about it is it puts the measurement in the dead center. So if everything has to be centered up, it's really easy to see. Okay, that's tier 1, 2, 3. For tier 4, come back out. That one's 7 blocks. Now here it gets a little bit funny. The next tier, this piece right here, all the way to the end. Oop, did I miss? Looks like I missed. Let's try that again. There we go. That one's 13 blocks. That goes on an extra 2 on each side. And then for the bottom tier, currently tier 6, which is the highest tier in the game, that one goes out 19 runes. So you see right here, I'm going to back up so you can see it. Tier 1 is only the altar, so that's 1. Tier 2 is 3. Tier 1 is 1. Tier 2 is 3. Tier 3 is 5. Tier 4 is 7. Tier 5 is 13. And Tier 6 is 19 runes wide. Then you have this extra space over here. Let's go and look at this, because this is the part where I was having trouble building this thing last night. So this one here has no extra space because there's nothing that's built up on the sides. Now this dirt, this is also a placeholder. This is going to be replaced by a more decorative block. There's nothing specific that has to go there. It just has to be that high. So in the examples I saw, they use just regular old glass blocks. I might do something that looks a little more evil since this is a blood altar. And again, this is just decoration right here. So this goes out one more on the side of this. So this goes directly up from there. This one goes 2 out. See, 1, 2. And then it goes up. This one goes out 2, and it sits right on top of it. This is going to be beacons. So obviously we're not at the point where we can like get withers and fight them and kill them and get nether stars and all that. But we will, and we're going to put a beacon on all 4 corners. It does not have to be an active beacon. Sun's going down, so let's do this fast. This one goes out one more, and then it goes right there. And that goes up, I think it was 7 blocks. Let's see. 6 blocks. That is 7 because I missed. Okay. Do it again just so I don't mess you up. Oh, I see what's happening. I can't reach the top from down here. Let's go to sleep real quick before the monsters come up. Okay. So this is 7 dirt blocks. And then the pink thing on top. The pink granite are also placeholders. Those have to be specific blocks. I think these were bloodstone. Some of those are glowstone and other things. So there's different things they have to be. As we build this out in future episodes, you'll be able to see what else has to happen. Then we come over here to the altar. Now you remember playing with the altar in the last episode? Well, I did some more research. I moved our wood blocks over here. Remember the wooden path? And then you're going to be amazed at this, guys. This is netherrack. So right there, netherrack. That's why it's on fire. And apparently it doesn't set this on fire because I left it going for a while when I built this. So that's great. Now let's hit this one time. Watch this. Tranquility 1818 with a 60% bonus. Now I think 60 is the most you can get off of this. This is tier 2. No matter what else I added to it, that's the most I could get it up to. So we have to go and make the next step, which I believe are stone path. Oh, let's see real quick. The next step would be path blocks. Sorry, I'm reading, skimming really fast. Wooden path. Yeah, stone paths are next. How do you make those? Can I make those? Blood, stone path. Tile stone path, stone brick path. Okay, let's just look at this one. Oh, okay, we'll look at this one then. So we need this guy. Transcendent. And some smooth stone. Well, that's not very hard. That's tier 3, so we have to raise our blood altar first. So this has to go to tier 3 before this can go to tier 3, which I'm okay with. But there's different things, and again, I'll put the link to the post in this description as well. I think I put it in the last one. So that way you can see where I'm getting the information from, because there's cool pictures and all to really help out. The only thing I can't tell is if I need to replace this with the next tier, or if I just do the next tier. Now the way these tiers on the incense, I'm going to call this an incense altar. But it's not called that on the Reddit post and all that I read. But that's what we're going to call it because I like that. This is 1, 2, 3 blocks right here. So it goes 3 out, but you have to skip 1 here. That's why I just put polished andesite down. Then you go 1, 2, 3. Now the next level is 2. 1, 2. Then 1, 2. And then 1, 2 again. And then that's it. So there's going to be, just to make sure you know, incense is level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. Now running water can go on this, any kind of crops you want. But it's just like, remember the witchery altar, if you ever played with that in regrowth or anything in 1.7? If I did all 4 sides with, just say wheat crops or potato crops or carrot crops or whatever, it wouldn't help as much as varying it up like this. Like running water helps out. So I may go through and put a fence in and do some running water. I may move the crops down. Farmland helps. Tilled dirt, crops. These are simulated trees. No, I didn't grow them like that. I just cut some wood and I sheared some, what do you call them, leaves. That's why you saw the shears up here. And I built that and that helped out. And everything helped raise that tranquility up. I mean, look at that, 1818. But I did notice after, I don't know, 1,000 or 1,200, it capped out at 60%, which is why I'm assuming that's as high as you can go with that. So this one is not quite as big. Let's go back and do this measurement again. Show you the max size for this because it took a while to find two. So we come all the way over here. Okay, we're going to hit this end block here. This is 23 blocks wide. This one, for reference, come all the way down, is 21. So this can be centered up by coming in one block from the outside pillars. This one here, I want you to be able to see this. That's why I'm going back over this one more time. That's 17. That one is 11. Now this is pillar to pillar, remember? That's 7. So let's go back up and look at this again. So pillar to pillar. Not rune to rune, but pillar to pillar. You've got no pillars up there, so there's no measurement. Then you got 1, 2, tier 3 is 7, tier 4 is 11, tier 5 is 17, and tier 6 is 23 across. So this entire thing is 23 by 23. That's a really big space. Do you know how much dirt I had to move? I mean, you remember this mountain, right? It was taller than that. This mountain probably went another 2 or 3 blocks over this. Oh, that zombie. It's hollow down there. That's all dirt that I placed. I'm going to place this rock in just a minute, put some more ground, some more dirt so it grows in the grass. But I moved a lot of dirt. I took one of these crates. This is a small storage crate from Actual Editions. You can make it with all vanilla material. This is what I had left over. And yeah, I dumped out my inventory in here. Let's go and dump some of these in. Let's see. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Dump that in there. I'm not wearing that right now because I actually went through all of that steak that I made in the last episode. I made a lot of stuff. If you'll notice up here, let's go take a look at this. There we go. This is actually full. I've got 10,000 LP in there right now. 10,000 LP. And there's my Hellfire Forge. I stuck it over there for now. But 10,000 LP. That's a lot of stuff. And all I did was wear this thing around and keep refilling my health. I had to do it while I wasn't doing anything because it shakes the screen every time you take damage. And I was getting dizzy trying to watch it and work at the same time. That didn't work out very well. You see my XP, I'm up to 36 levels of XP. That's from using the hammer and the, what do you call this thing again? Excavator. From using these two guys with the well established in it with the copper rods. That gave me 36 levels of XP. Not too shabby. So, what I'm going to do here, I hope that explains how to build these things. Because I thought about this while I was building this for the hours and hours that it took. And I realized I couldn't find any information on it. Or not enough to be helpful anyway, because I had to piece all that together. So I hope that helps you in building your altar. I'm going to throw in the measurements for this, just so you can see it. So let me go and measure all these off really quick, and then I'll back up so you can see these two. This goes to here. And hopefully this will be a good help for you. That goes to there. Okay, let's go stand over here so you can see the numbers. Okay, so the bottom row is 21 across. The next row is 17, next row is 13, next row is 9. So that's up there is 9. And one thing to keep in mind, you're not going to fill this entire thing up with path blocks. You're going to follow this in a straight line down. Almost jumped in the fire. So literally it's going to be a straight line down to the bottom tier. It will not be any wider than this at all. So that's going to be, what, 6 extra blocks right there? And the same thing here, and the same thing here. And you don't do anything down here. This is the flat ground here. It just looks like it's raised up because I miscounted this. This was actually supposed to be at this level, and I had to dig down one more. That's why it's sunken down in the ground like this. It's supposed to be one higher than it is. So I still messed it up a little bit. And then I did a path all the way around it because I just liked the way it looked. I really thought it looked good and like that. Okay, so that explains how to build both of these. Now, we'll find out as we put more runes in if I mess that up or not. If it goes all the way up to tier 6, then hey, we did it right. And one thing I saw is we're going to do what's called a Well of Suffering. I don't know if it's in here or not. Let's see. Ritual Master. I don't know if it's in here. Well of Suffering. Here we go. Attacks mobs within its damage zone and puts the LP into a nearby blood altar. And there's the picture. Isn't it awesome? I looked it up online. It's pretty easy to do. But once we get it built out to where I can build it, we're going to have a well of suffering above this, so I don't have to keep stabbing myself and throwing my own blood into it. And we'll have like a zombie spawner or something to drop zombies into it to keep this thing full. We're also going to automate it using with conduits. We'll make some, where are they at? We'll make some item conduits. Wow, that's expensive. I wasn't expecting that. Is there pipes in here? Okay, we might end up using extra utilities pipes instead of conduit, because I can still do filters on those. And what we'll do is we'll start piping in from one side, piping out the other side, to automate our rune production. So I think I'm going to play with that really quick and see if I can get that set up, because that doesn't sound like it's too difficult. Watch me eat those words, though. We are almost out of iron. I had to repair my tools so many times yesterday. I should have made them out of better materials, but I didn't, so I paid for that. All that iron we had over here is pretty much gone. Tin, nickel. See, the iron was sitting right there. I did find a little more when I was digging out the mountain. Nope, need to sleep again. I had to move the bed out here because I got tired of running back and forth to the base. But guys, let's sleep through the night. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can automate the input-output so we can at least get more the blank rooms. And then we'll see about doing more stuff with them. So I'm going to do a cut right here, and I'll be right back. And we're back! Alright, guys. I don't even know where I was standing. I think I was over there next to the bed when we went to the cut. So here's what we did. These are dirt cheap. We use transfer pipes. Let's see. There's all this stuff together in here to make it really easy. Transfer pipes. Yeah, okay. Transfer pipes are nothing but stone slabs, glass, and redstone. You get 64 of those out of the recipe. I think somebody tweaked that because it didn't used to be that many. And then I made these guys here transfer nodes. And I know this was tweaked. It used to be this recipe would give you 1, and if you did an ender pearl in there, you would get 4, if I remember correctly. Or maybe I played too much regrowth, I don't know. But, so I got these guys, and then I plopped them down. So I've got a chest here, a chest here. I put the transfer node here. This has a filter in it to pull stone. That's all I want to do is pull stone out of this, nothing else. Then I'll put a transfer node here onto the altar itself. This one's going to pull blank slates. I had to make one more just so I could put it in the filter. So check this out. We're going to throw one in here to test it. It grabs it from there. It sticks it up there. Now it takes a second for the altar to recognize that something actually happened. And look at that. It starts throwing blood at it. It starts doing its thing. How cool is that? And if this works out correctly, where's my sigil at? Oh, did it already go down? Did I miss it? Check that out! So, it says we'll get 8 of them in there. Let's go and put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, I remember reading correctly, I can't even talk correctly. You can put up to a stack of items into the altar, but it still only does them one at a time. So it's not going to do all 8 of them right here. It's going to do them one at a time. Check that out. Where's it putting them? Oh, you know what? I bet I know what's happening. It's not going to pull them all out until they're all done, since I did them like that. So let's give this a second. And let's see if I just messed up or not. I don't think I did, but we'll find out. But luckily, we can test out the altar over there and see how much that 60% gives us too. So that should be pretty cool. Oh, I'm loving this now. This is the farthest I've ever gotten on Blood Magic before. I've never automated anything with it, never done any of this. Like I said a few episodes ago, Botania is normally my go-to mod. And that's only been since 1.10. Before that, all through 1.7, I kind of just derped around and played with stuff, and I got lucky when stuff came out right. But this is pretty cool. Alright, here we go, here we go. Almost 150. Bam! Look at that. Now you get out of there. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. All 9 that we just made. That gives me 10 total. Now, this is empty. Yep, this is empty. So let's grab this. Now, it's already glowing. Normally, it would not be glowing like that, but it's because I went up there and I charged it up and haven't used it yet. Normally you'd have to come up here and you wait around for about 5 seconds, and then you go back and use it. So let's go see, since we're on empty, let's see how much this gives us. We'll just stand right here. Now remember, we got the Rune of Self-Sacrifice. We got the 60% bonus from over there. It's going to fill my hunger bar up too. All right, you ready for this? 1, 2, 3. Oh, that hurt. Oh, that hurt. Oh my God, 3,168 LP off of one hit. Oh, that's a lot. That's awesome right there. Oh my goodness. Now we do get the Soul Fray debuff, and what that means is we can't stab ourselves again for 20 seconds. It's already been 20 seconds, so let's regen the rest of our health. Let's do it again. Let's make some more of these runes. Oh, this is too exciting. So let's run over here, because it said something about making sparks. I want to see the sparks. Oh yeah, look at that. It lights up. And then once this thing's fully charged, it's supposed to yeah, the fire goes out. Check that out. That's pretty cool. Okay, I need my health back, because it takes away 90% of your health. I don't know if that means 90% of your existing health or total health. But I don't really want to die to find out, because you know me, I'm not much on the whole dying part. Now, apples are not as good at refilling your health as, we're going to have to sleep again before we do this again, as steak would be, or something, one of the high foods out of Pam's, which is not in this, because they don't give you as much saturation. Now, it's not in here, I might throw the apple core, or apple skin, I think it's called apple skin. I may throw that onto this pack, and all that does, it's just a visual overlay. It'll put yellow outlines around the little turkey legs down there, or chicken legs, whatever they are, to show you how much saturation you have in addition to how much hunger you have. And that way you can kind of tell what's better and what's not. Okay, so what are we at again? We were at 3168. Let's do this again. BAM! Come on, there we go. 6336. Oh! That's something pretty right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm loving this. Can you tell? Now, for some of you watching this, you might have done blood magic in the past, and you're like, dude, come on, this is not that impressive. This is impressive to me. For those of you who've never done blood magic, I definitely recommend it. Get the tape measure when you build this altar. You don't have to build it out all the way at once like I did. I just did it so you can get the idea of the scale of it. And plus, it's going to save me some time later and having to go back and do the math and all that. Because I spent entirely too long making this thing. Entirely too long. But I really like the final result. And there's pieces of this thing that are going to be, like an entire episode just to get, like doing, when I turn these into beacons. We're going to have to fight 4 withers to get 4 nether stars to get beacons. That's not going to be my idea of fun. Or maybe it will, because there's some pretty cool armor in this. Let's go back and look at it again. Blood magic. Where's the armor at? Those are brick walls. We've got those guys. Armor. Let's see. Sentient helmet. I don't even know what that does. Well, there's one with the jetpack on it, so I guess I can make an IC2 jetpack and then stick it on the sentient chest plate. Here we go, living. So we go to get the alchemical array, put in this binding reagent. I don't even know what all that means. So there's evidently so much more to this pack that we've got to do. And I don't even have a clue where to get started. Living armor training bracelet. Oh, check that out. Apparently those are like enchantments through blood magic for it. The ritual tinkerer. That just sounds cool. So there's so much more stuff in there we can do. But I'm going to call it quits for this episode. This is a little bit shorter than I usually do them. This is more along the goal of what I have. Because I only want to go 30 minutes, and I've been taking 35 minutes of your time. I really appreciate y'all coming out, by the way. Look at 16 of those. How many do we need again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's look at one thing. It takes 2 of those. We need 20 of these. So we need 40 of these. See, I got a little ways to go before I can even build off the next level. I am going to work on that though. But I really appreciate y'all coming out. My goal for subscriptions this week was to get us up to 30. As of this morning, we're sitting at 25 or 26. Another thing I lost count on. But we're almost there. So I really, really appreciate the new subscribers this week. I appreciate the old subscribers. Thank y'all for coming back to watch the videos again. This is going so much better than I thought it would. So if you like this episode, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. That lets me know that you really enjoy what I'm doing here. And since this is not something I've seen a lot, please share this video out so other people can see how to set up blood magic. I'm sure there's other videos out there that have done some of this, but the most I could really find was Reddit posts. And again, I'm going to link those in the comments. But share this out. Let people see it. The more people that share it, the more what Google calls backlinks come back to it, and the more popular this gets in the search results so people can actually see how to do this. It'll really help out everybody if you just share this with a few of your friends. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, however you share this stuff. If you do it on Pinterest, can you do that on Pinterest? Do YouTube videos go on there? I don't even have a Pinterest account. I don't know how Pinterest works. Do people use Pinterest anymore? You know, the face tweets. Just put it on the face tweets. We'll handle with that. But guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all coming out. And until next time, y'all have a good day.